Hey, what's up my fellow Twisters? Welcome back to another episode of our Let's Build series, where we try to create our very own redstone bunker. Things are going really well so far. You guys have given me a lot of ideas to make this one of the best redstone maps I've ever created. And in this episode, we are going to try to build up the entire exterior for the top of the bunker, including the fences, as well as decoration. And also, we are going to try to build ourselves a drawbridge in order to use for the bunker itself. Now, I do want to apologize for not uploading any of these episodes for quite a while. It's been about 12 days. I know that's an extremely long time between episodes, but I'm really sorry. I've been kind of busy, but we are back, and I also have to show you guys some modifications that I added into the exterior as well. Now, as you guys remember, in one of the previous episodes of our redstone bunker, I made a trench out of obsidian, and then I plated it down with some of our dispensers at the bottom, and the dispensers release lava when it is given a redstone signal. And I extended that trench all the way around, completely made out of obsidian to give it an extra layer of protection. As well as back here, I had to bring it up a few blocks because our tunnel that's going to the bottom of the bunker is in this position, and that is why we have some dispensers up here in the wall, which is going to fill up this area with lava as well. Now let's go ahead and see how it looks, because that's really the best way to demonstrate things. So there we go. As we hit that button and apply a redstone signal, the entire trench is almost completely filled up with lava. Anyone that falls in here is definitely going to die. And as you can see, the dispensers back here release lava as well, and there's really no need to put down another row of dispensers over here, because I mean, as you can see, this just works well. And it's not supposed to be totally foolproof, but it's definitely useful for keeping enemies out. Now we are going to add in two separate walls into the exterior. We're going to add in one over here on top of this layer of obsidian, and then one over here, which is going to be a much deadlier wall. So what I want to do is make the interior look nice and kind of cozy and comfy with a lot of floral decorations, and the exterior very deadly with some soul sand and stuff like that. But before we do that, let's go ahead and build our drawbridge. So I've been talking for a while, so let's go ahead and get to the building. So this area is a 4x11 area, and I have to have it on both sides, and it's going to create a bridge that is 6 blocks long. Alright, so let's go ahead and start building our drawbridge. What we want to do is come to the back of this area, count 2 this way, 3 down, then place down 2 blocks like so with a sticky piston facing this way, then 2 other sticky pistons on the face of that, place down a row of blocks on the bottom of those sticky pistons, destroy this block right over there, place down another sticky piston on the side of this one facing the same direction. Then you want to grab yourselves some obsidian blocks, place 2 down right over here, and then 1 diagonally, and destroy this one. Once you have that, you want to go ahead and place down a slime block over here, and then 4 slime blocks at this position with 3 blocks of our choice. That's going to be our bridge right over there. Now once you have that, we want to go ahead and power our sticky pistons. So to do this, we want to come back over here, grab a block of our choice, and place it in a 2x4 configuration. And once we have that, we grab some redstone dust, place it just like that. Grab 2 redstone repeaters, place it over there and over there. Set this one to 2 ticks, set this one to 4 ticks. Grab 2 more blocks of our choice, place it right over here next to our final sticky piston in the back. Grab ourselves a redstone repeater going into this sticky piston, and then set that to 4 ticks, and then place down a block right over here. Now once you have that, you want to go ahead and place down a bit of redstone dust there, and then a block over here, and then place down a block over here, and then a block up there with a sticky piston coming out of this block going into this block, and you want to keep that on the original ticks. Then you want to place down a block over here, a block up there, and then a block down here. Grab yourselves a sticky piston, place one facing this way right below this block. Once you have that, place down a block of redstone on the face of that. Then you want to grab yourselves a dropper, place it right above this block of redstone, and then place a hopper right on the face of that dropper. Now once you have that, you want to go ahead and grab yourselves a redstone comparator and place it right over here, coming out of our hopper, going into this block, and then going into this repeater, which is going to go into this block. Now once you have that, you want to place down a random item of your choice into that hopper, and that should be the system completed. Now we need to come around here and actually add in the secondary input. So what we need to do is basically come right below this obsidian block, place down 2 blocks over here, place down 1 block over here, place down a redstone repeater on this block, and then place down 2 redstone dust right over there. Make this repeater going to a block of our choice, a block down here, a block up here, a block down there, a block up here, and then a bit of redstone dust on top of the final block with repeaters in between all of these other blocks. Now we could go ahead and test the system out by grabbing ourselves a lever, so let's go ahead and just do that. And now we need to just place down the lever at the input, hit that lever, and as you can see, our bridge will get extended. So this is going to extend, it looks like about 4 or maybe 3 blocks. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Count down 2 blocks over here, 3 blocks down, place down 2 blocks like that, place down 3 sticky pistons facing this way, and then place down a sticky piston on the side of that, 2 blocks or a row of blocks at the bottom of our sticky piston with 2 obsidian blocks on the face of that, an obsidian or slime block on the face of this sticky piston with 4 slime blocks on the face of the other sticky piston. Finally, a bit of obsidian right at the bottom over there. Place down 3 blocks of our choice for our bridge, and then we want to go ahead and connect this up all using our redstone, which is going to be a 2x4 area right at the bottom over here. Grab ourselves 2 redstone repeaters, set this one to 2 ticks, set this one to 4 ticks, and then cover this area with some redstone. Build up this area right over here, and then place a bit of redstone dust right over there with a redstone repeater going into the back piston, which is going to be set to 4 ticks. Build up a block over here, a block down here, a block right up here. Place down a sticky piston at the bottom facing out with a redstone block on the face of that. Grab ourselves a dropper, place it right over there. We want to grab ourselves a hopper and then place it on the face of this dropper. Grab ourselves another block of our choice, build one down over here, one up, and then finally one down, and then grab ourselves a redstone comparator, place it over here with a redstone repeater coming out of that block, and then a redstone repeater coming out of this block over here. Now that's going to be pretty much everything. Then we place down another random item into our item hopper, and then come back over here and finish up the system by placing down 2 blocks over here, 1 block over here, 1 block up like that, 1 block down, 1 block up, 1 block down, and 1 block up, and then placing down a bit of redstone dust over here with repeaters going into this block, into that block, and into this one, and then connect the end up with redstone, and that should go ahead and finish up our drawbridge, and we can connect the 2 inputs together. But let's go ahead and now test this out by placing down a lever over here and flicking that, and as you can see, it will create our drawbridge. So there you go, guys. That's basically how that would work. I'm now going to go ahead and cover up the area and then try to make it look a bit better. Alright, so one little thing I do have to say is that when you're covering up our drawbridge, you do have to place down either furnaces or obsidian in this position, because there is slime blocks over here, and if they're touching like a dirt block at the top, it will not work. So just keep that in mind when you're covering up your own bridge. Alright, so now we need to go ahead and add in a fence for the area right over here, like I mentioned, and I'm gonna go ahead and figure out what type of fence we'll build, and then I'll be right back and I'll show you guys how to build it. Alright, so I came up with a fence design that's pretty unconventional. It's basically going to be a wall at the bottom, some oak leaves at the top of the wall, and then finally 2 of our stone slabs stacked on top of each other. Now, right next to it, we have ourselves a green stained glass with an anvil on top, and finally another wall, and we're going to be cycling between our mossy cobblestone wall as well as our regular cobblestone wall. And maybe in the future we'll add in some vines and stuff to make it look a bit better, but at the moment I think this is the wall that I want to add around my house. And keep in mind that we're going to have this one only be viewed from the inside, because we're going to have a secondary wall right in this position as well. So I'm now going to go ahead and build this around the entire inner property, and then we'll come back and decorate the area. Alright, so there is the inner wall now built, and we can easily now decorate the area. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, add in some vines, and change around the cobblestone to make it a bit more random, and that way it will look a bit better, as well as I'll try to figure out what I'm going to add in the middle, and then I'll be right back and I'll show you guys the ideas that I came up with. So I decorated one side of the property by adding in a small decoration here at the front, as well as a garden on the side. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that you cannot place down a lot of decorations on these ends as well as these areas because we have our arrow dispensers at the bottom and we don't want to block that up. Now our arrow dispenser is going to be like right over here next to our garden, so you want to make sure that we don't cover it up. And also I have some of our netherrack over here. I'm not sure how it looks, but it's supposed to act as mulch. I might kind of bring it back one block and actually place it over here. That way we can conserve some more room. But anyways, let's go ahead and build this on the other side. We want to go ahead and place down a quartz slab facing this way with a space of 1 block next to our log. Then we dig down some blocks over here, going down to the second to last block. Then we place down a line of glowstone inside of that with a line of oak leaves on top of those glowstone blocks. Grab ourselves some quartz slabs and place it down on top of our oak leaves. And finally another staircase facing our oak leaves to create that decoration. Now once that is completed, we want to go ahead and place down a row of blocks over here. Like I mentioned, I want to bring it back 1, so let's just send it all the way back to the back of the bunker. Connect it up there, and then grab ourselves maybe some lilies this time to decorate the area. So let's go ahead and grab those. We could grab a bunch of different lilies, I think, from this menu. There we go. Orange, pink, and possibly red. And then we can randomize this as we choose. So let's just fly really fast and randomize it. There we go. Red ones, and finally pink ones. Alright, so there you go. That is our lilies, and it looks kind of nice. Not too bad. I really don't know what to add on the side. Maybe we could add in like a pool of water or something like that. But at the moment, I think this is just okay for now. Of course, now the final thing and the biggest thing to do is add in some bone meal to the grass. That way it looks a bit more natural, and also we could possibly add in some oak saplings. Now yet again, we have to make sure we don't cover up any of the arrow dispensers. So I'm going to place down one over here. But first, check what's below it. So there we go. There's nothing below that. So let's place down an oak tree right over here. Bone meal that, and it should kind of cover up the fence a bit. And now we could do one maybe right over here. Let's just check the ground. It looks like there's nothing over there. And then we could go ahead and create this oak sapling by bone mealing it. And hopefully it's not too big. Oh my goodness, that is gigantic. Alright, so that's definitely going to be a problem for some of our dispensers right next to our oak tree. But as we test this out later in the future, we could just dig a hole like directly in the middle of the tree in order to protect it. But of course, our air dispensers are just one layer of protection that is completely manual, and you don't have to activate it if you don't want to. So that's going to be one tree on that side. I want to place down another one over here. So let's go ahead and do that. And also maybe another one on this side as well. So I'm just going to spread out the trees and try to make them, as nice as possible. So let's place down one over here. Or maybe just in the corners, because the corners do need trees for it to look a bit better. So there we go. And place down a bunch in the back. I'm going to place down a bunch of these trees because I think it's just going to look a bit better. Hopefully the trees aren't that big. There we go. And one more. Alright, so I placed down a bunch of trees around the property. Yet again, I hope it does not block all of the arrow dispensers, but let's now add in our bone meal to this area at the back by simply just, going around bone mealing the ground. What I do is bone meal the area, and then I come back and destroy some of the grass, because I think, as you can see, the grass is way too thick over here, because when you're in first person on the ground, it just doesn't look that good. So I just kind of thin it out. Alright, so I went ahead and created a really awesome electric fence using some obsidian and nether blocks, as well as a trip hook wire. Basically what happens is when I walk next to the fence, I activate the trip hook wire, and then it summons lightning right on my position. And the way I did this is by using command blocks and using a piston right over here that gets activated by the trip hook wire, and then it goes into our command block, comes out, goes in through a series of command blocks. And I know this will only work for PC, but it's still a pretty good electric fence. Now, the command I used was the summon lightning command, and it summons lightning 3 blocks towards the direction where we'll be standing. So as you can see, I'm standing on the command block right now, but if I go ahead and type in the command, it summons lightning right outside the fence. So what I'm going to do is basically copy that command onto all of the command blocks to make a fully working electric fence. Alright, so let's go ahead and test this out. We basically walk up to the fence and bam, there's lightning all over the area. And this is definitely going to deter anyone from walking into your property. As you can see, there is a bit of lag or delay to it because of the redstone repeaters, and it goes from the right to the left. But still, it's pretty good nonetheless, and it works quite well. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how to build this wall itself. I know it looks a bit iffy, but we could go ahead and add in some decorations to it. Maybe I want to add in like a layer of blocks back here, maybe like glass so you can see through it and it's not so open. So there we go, I added in a layer of our glass as well as our fence, that way we can see through it and it doesn't look that empty. Now another thing we could do is of course cover up our command blocks with some obsidian, that way no one knows that it's over here, as well as no one will be able to destroy it, at least without any difficulty. Alright, so once we have this, let's go ahead and now show you guys how to build our fence. And the way you build our fence is by destroying one layer of blocks right over here, and then grabbing ourselves a nether staircase as well as a nether brick. And then what we can do is basically build up one block over here using our nether brick, place down a block of nether brick over here, and then cycle between the stairs and the bricks until you get to the other side. So I'm basically going to do that right now. So once you have that, you want to go ahead and now build it up, one using our obsidian, and then finally another nether brick on the top. Do the same on the other side, obsidian, nether brick at the top. Grab yourselves your iron bars and place it down right over here, and then connect it all the way down to the other side. The next thing you want to do is grab yourselves a nether brick stairs as well as an obsidian block. Place down your nether brick stairs right over here next to your nether brick block, and then place down an obsidian next to it with another staircase on the side of that, and then copy the pattern until you get to the other side. Alright, so that is part of the wall now completed. What you want to do is grab yourselves a trip hook wire, place it over here on this obsidian block, then place string on top of our iron bars until we get down to the other side. Alright, so here we are on the other side. What you want to do is place down a trip hook wire over here. It should connect up to the first trip hook, and now we have ourselves a working trip hook system. Alright, so once we have that, we want to go ahead and grab ourselves a sticky piston as well as a block of redstone. Place down your sticky piston right over here at the front, facing down with a block of redstone on the face of that. Grab yourselves a bit of redstone dust and a redstone repeater. Place a block 2 blocks down from our block of redstone. That way when it's activated, it activates our redstone itself. And then what we want to do now is place down a command block or an obsidian block over here with a command block up like that. A block down here, and let's actually reorganize our inventory so this works a bit better. Place down a command block up like that, one over here, 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 and basically until you get all the way down to the other side. And then you want to place down obsidian in between that. Alright, so the final thing you need to do is place down a bit of redstone dust right over here, and then redstone repeaters between every single one of these blocks, and then enter the command, which is going to allow us to summon the lightning. Now, I'll put that command in the description box down below, but if you guys don't know, you'll need to properly map out the coordinates. So like I mentioned, this is going to be positive X on this side, but when you're entering it for the walls on the side, you will want to make sure you enter either Z or X in order to have the lightning spawn in the right location. Now, the final thing to do, of course, is to add in this layer of glass and fences, and we do that by adding down our red stained glass over here, and then our fences, and then the red stained glass, and then copying it until you get to the other side. Make sure you start in the middle, that way it's kind of mirrors the pattern on the other side as well. Alright, so I made another pattern. I know, so many patterns today, but this one's going to be a bit interesting. As you can see, we basically have an X shape in the middle, and what we're going to do in the soul sand is place lava in these areas, and I know that that's going to be a lot of lava, and it's going to look a bit weird, so what we're going to do is fill out one of the layers in the middle. So we're going to go ahead and skip every 2 and fill out a layer. That way it's, you know, a bit different. So it's going to be like 2 spaces over here, and then it's going to be like 2 lines on this side, and then we could skip another one, 2 lines over here with 2 spaces, and it's just going to be a bunch of random stuff. So it really doesn't matter. You could add down any other random blocks. It doesn't need to be a pattern, but I'm just doing this so we could add in some lava. Alright, so this is just going to be randomized. Let's just fly around over here and place down a bunch of these random ones. And in the future, I will, of course, offline, add in a ton more soul sand and a ton more decorations. But at the moment, I think this is just fine to demonstrate what I am going to do. So, for out here, I'm just going to cover it with our wither skulls. And for some reason, I can't place it on top of the fence. Why can't I do that? I could have always done it before. And it's so weird. Okay, you know what? So let's just place down our skulls in the ground. That is so weird, dude. Okay, maybe place down cobweb in front of it or on top of it. Really don't know here, but we're just randomizing stuff. That way it looks a bit more decorated. Let's just place down some wither skulls down in the ground. There we go. And whoops, I placed it down into the hole and it got destroyed. Okay, let's place down some over here, here, there. Random skeleton skulls over there, and it looks like a pretty deadly graveyard. Alright, and okay, that is going to be the front of our outer wall. I know it does not look that great, but it's going to wrap up the end of this video. It's been a really long time, I think, and yeah, I'm gonna do the rest offline. Don't worry about that, and the next episode is going to be the final episode, so if you have any ideas, be sure to leave it in the comment section down below, because that is the last time you'll have the chance of having your idea in the video, as well as for any of you that are building the bunker along with me, whether it be on PC, a modified version on console, or a modified version on MCPE, send me the files and send me screenshots of it, because I really love to see it, and the best ones I will definitely showcase. So anyways, guys, that basically yet again wraps up today's episode of our Redstone Bunker Let's Build. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please take 1 second to smack the like button, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time.